Okay, like for the mind, the goal is to change taught engine to advanced intelligence. That phrase taught engine is interesting, isn't it? It suggests our normal cognitive process is something programmed, something that can be upgraded.
It does, yeah. For dimension, it aims for something extra above 5 cents, implying perception beyond our standard sensory input.
And time. Well, that's impacted by allowing one to calculate and predict future, which links directly back to that earlier potential ability claim.
Right. Space is affected by the capacity to know universe mystics, suggesting a kind of profound understanding or connection to the cosmos.
And astronomy relates to astral entanglement, which again sounds like it involves connections or perceptions beyond the purely physical body.
The source describes this whole process as having 3 levels of achievement. Alpha, which is the taught engine change, then beta, which is entanglement, and finally gamma, quantum environment.
And you have to achieve one level to get to the next.
That's what it says. It's presented as a step-by-step journey, not something that happens instantly. The document also mentions this process is designed for a selected, small number of participants.
Okay, so not for everyone necessarily.
Seems that way. And the estimated duration is 42 days and hours. Pretty specific. It implies a, specific intensive program.
And the game component you mentioned, that's part of the process.
Yeah, it has 3 levels listed: connecting dots first, connecting dots 2, and connecting dots 3. And progress is measured by completing a certain number of diamonds. Seems like a practical exercise, or maybe an evaluation system within the design.
Interesting. Let's look a bit more at those mechanisms, the word and vibration scripts. The word mechanism seems to involve various methods like self-alpha input teller and guided theta teller. It emphasizes that words must be repeated with accuracy to develop well-formed pattern.
Right. And it links this word repetition and pattern development directly to physical responses. It says emotion and hormones synchronized and body functions respond. It's suggesting a direct link between language, thought patterns, and our actual physiology.
And the vibration mechanism, what about that?
It's described visually, like music instrument artistic, suggesting an audible component, maybe tied to achieving an alpha state of mind. The idea seems to be that well-repeated patterns develop new patterns, and these update the old taught pattern.
So using sound or vibration somehow to literally reprogram or update existing mental patterns.
That seems to be the concept, yeah.
Okay, so after going through the structured diamond design process, engaging with these word and vibration mechanisms, progressing through the levels, what does the source claim are the tangible outcomes, the benefits of achieving this quantum conscious state?
Well, the claimed benefits are pretty significant. For individuals, it says it can help them win circumstances. And notably, it removes false positive ego.
Interesting. It also aims to cultivate potential creators, workers, and leaders to their superversion. So it's about elevating human capability, fundamentally.
Exactly. And practically, it suggests the ability to manage and control risks before happen. That's huge, if true. And enables individuals or groups to jump, start right, and compete globally.
And finally, it states this process creates foundational research for next generation. So these outcomes paint a picture of, well, enhanced personal effectiveness, leadership, foresight, maybe even societal impact, all stemming from this internal transformation.
Now, one of the most striking aspects of this document, I think, is the incredibly diverse range of concepts and other works the author connects to this idea of quantum consciousness and the diamond design. It was a really eclectic list of related works.
It really is. It includes references that range from, like you said, alleged government documents to ancient spiritual texts and even fundamental physics. For example, it lists the CIA Gateway Process document referencing its specific ID number.
Right, linking this pursuit of consciousness exploration to research that the U.S. government apparently declassified at some point.
It also pulls in mathematical and scientific ideas. There's a spiral time proof of concept with a specific formula, S equals 0.02053.15t, suggesting the author sees time not as linear, but following some kind of mathematical spiral pattern that's relevant to QC.
Yeah, and the Kekros map proof of concept, mentioning things like galactic plane, cos 60, sin 30, even 227 for pi, trying to link cosmic geometry and fundamental constants to their framework, it seems.
The Swiss cog reappears, too, as a metaphor for integrating quantum consciousness in traditional view.
And it brings in Planck's constant, EMC-CHV, framing it as being beyond time-space dimension, seemingly using fundamental physics concepts to try and support claims about transcending conventional reality.
Historical and philosophical figures get referenced too, like Fibonacci sequence patterns connecting those natural patterns found in mathematics to consciousness, or maybe the design itself.
And Nikola Tesla, specifically his quote about the numbers 3, 6, and 9 being the key to the universe, implying these numbers hold some hidden significance relevant to the design.
The concept of word power is tied in as well, referencing spiritual and water. That's likely the experiments claiming water molecules change structure based on intention or words, like those done in Japan.
Right, drawing a parallel to creation narratives where God created 2 so 5 days creation in words, suggesting words hold some fundamental creative or formative power that can impact reality, maybe even biology.
The document also presents this specific information processing flow. Data leads to information, then knowledge, then AI, then singularity, then formulation, solution, analytical intelligence, and finally quantum conscious mind.
Placing quantum consciousness at the very end of this evolutionary chain, you see,
Yeah.
as the ultimate form of intelligence processing.
And it lists specific algorithmic concepts like the diamond transform algorithm and quantum secure cryptographic algorithm, as well as referencing books like Quantum C2 War and Gay's Code Metaphysical. It's clear the author is trying to anchor this whole concept within a vast, interconnected web of ideas, spanning science, spirituality, math, even military strategy, it
So
seems.
it's quite a tapestry. And finally, it includes an Elon Musk quote about ordinary people choosing to be extraordinary, perhaps to inspire or align the Diamond Design's goals with a more modern idea of pushing human limits.
It really is a maximalist approach, isn't it? Drawing from almost every conceivable domain to build its case for quantum consciousness and this diamond design.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's bring this back to you, the listener, who shared this truly unique source material with us. We've taken a deep dive through its, well, dense and incredibly broad content.
We've pulled out his core definition of quantum consciousness, that brain unification plus singularity idea. We've explored the truly ambitious, maybe unconventional potential abilities it attributes to this state. And we've walked through the specific steps and mechanisms of the diamond design method that's proposed to attain it.
And we've highlighted the fascinating, sometimes perplexing array of concepts and references the source connects this idea to. From ancient texts and number sequences to modern physics, alleged secret research, and even claims about the power of words over matter.
This document presents a very particular, very comprehensive vision of expanding human consciousness and intelligence, one that is explicitly framed as an alternative or perhaps a necessary counterpoint to purely technological advancements like AI.
So we've covered the definition, the potential, the method, and the myriad connections the author makes.
What stands out, I think, is how this document challenges conventional thinking about what human intelligence and potential truly are. It's really positing that there are entire realms of capability just waiting to be unlocked through a specific kind of internal unification, mental, energetic, whatever it might be.
And it frames the future in pretty stark terms, doesn't it? Not just technological progress, but a potential competition, maybe even that war between machine intelligence and a profoundly awakened human mind.
This document certainly gives you a lot to think about. What if our current understanding of consciousness is just, fraction of what's possible? And what does it mean that some perspectives frame the future not just as technological evolution, but as a fundamental choice about the very nature of intelligence itself?